What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? It's your boy Stevie B with a little bit of that variant content for you. I haven't done any variant content in a while. But today we are going to do a product review. And these are from a company called Wonderjune. And these are acrylic comic book protectors. Much like I got on the walls. More specifically, more like these are more like top loaders that are on my wall back here, but they're more akin to Gator Guard. I'm guessing not quite the quality of a Gator Guard, probably not even close to the quality as far as heft goes, weight and all that, and thickness. Probably a thinner. In my mind, I'm picturing a CD case type thing, but they are $42.99 for a 4-pack, so considerably cheaper, more along the price range of the comic capsules than they are the Gator Guards. They're about, they're less than half the price of, well, less than that. Gator Guards are about, I think, $105 for 4 of them. So yeah, it's a little less than half the price of those. But if they do what I like them to do, I'm perfectly content with the fact that they're not going to be as good a quality. But you're going to see them here first with me. The Amazon package. We haven't even opened it yet, so we're going to unbox this bad boy right now. Okay, so they come, no address on here. They come packed. You can see their logo. They come packed in a standard size box. But I know very little about them. I know that they are acrylic and that they are UV protected. And that I'm going to break out the comic cleaver because your boy forgot to grab his knife. Okay, it's one of these. So the box is a little beat up. Now I will say, I think the parent company that these come from is China. I believe so because it had a Chinese address on there, but they ship from Amazon warehouse. I actually paid. You can get free shipping on these, but I'm in a hurry, so I actually paid the $9.99 and had them next day. So for $10 you can get them next day, and they did arrive the next day. They arrived today, as a matter of fact. And inside the box, there's nothing special inside the box, but they are bubble wrapped, not individually, which is probably going to show some scuffing. They're not taped in here. They just wrapped some bubble wrap around them. That's going to cause some scuffing probably, unless there's a protective film. Oh, okay. They are, wow, actually, so far right off the bat, I'm pleasantly surprised. These are heavy, a lot heavier than I thought. And they do come in a little individual bag. If I can find the opening. So they are individually wrapped in the bubble wrap. So that should help with the scuffing, any chance of scuffing and everything. But I'm actually pleasantly surprised. They are dirty. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. Probably not. I don't know if I can even put something behind it. That didn't help. They are a little dusty. I would suggest, taking some cleaner and cleaning them, but they are magnetic. So, so opening and closing them is as simple as that. So, and then you put your book in, and then the magnets are fairly strong. They are strong enough to hold it in place. So I'm impressed with that. They are UV protected, but more than anything, I'm just really impressed how heavy they are. You know, I said that I was expecting like a CD case type quality, real thin. Now, granted, I will say they are still not the quality of a Gator Guard, but I would say they're a higher quality than the comic capsules and the magnetic opening. The comic capsules are great and all. I mean, if I had my choice and I had unlimited money and I could buy whatever I wanted and money wasn't an object, I would get Gator Guards, and that's all I would get. I would always have Gator Guards. Unfortunately, you have to spend $105 a pop, and I can't afford to spend $105 a pop. I can just afford to spend $25-50 maybe a pop, but it's not an option. So 4 of these for, I mean, $43 is free shipping too, is not a bad price. But now they do look a little longer this way, so I'm a little concerned about that. But the inner well seems to be deeper than most. But let's put a modern comic book in there and see. We'll just do one of my foils. I don't think I've done this in my haul video yet, so we'll turn this into a haul video too. I only got one book. Justice League, Brave and Bold presents Justice League of America number 30. And this is the first appearance of a Mazo, the foil facsimile. Now, it's looking like you can leave these in the bag. And let's just see. We'll put one in there. The magnet is strong enough that it takes 2 fingers to open it up. Okay, well, it's not as long as it is, a little longer, but with a bag and a board, it fits in there nicely. There is some slop, but I'm not too concerned about that because I'm not really jostling these around that much. And then put them back in and magnetize them, and there you go. So okay, there. We're trying to see if they slide around any. Not too bad, really, with a bag and a board on it. And there's how much space you get at the top. Be honest with you, I'm pleasantly surprised with these for the price. Now the clarity on them, like I said, they were a little dirty. Got some smudging on them, but no scratches that I could see. Just some, surface smudges. So cleaned up. I don't know if that'll help the clarity. Are they as clear? Let's compare again. Let's compare side by side with the clarity is not as clear, I would say, but it could very well be the foil reflecting. Because looking at it in person, it seems pretty clear. Not as crystal as a Gator Guard, and compared to a let's just grab one off the wall here, and compared to a comic capsule, they're pretty comparable, I would say. As far as clarity, I'd say they're pretty comparable. Now the comic capsules also have a harder front shell, but it's not as hard as these. These are really hard. Like I said, they are more akin to a Gator Guard than they are to a comic capsule. Now the measurements on these things are the outside measurements are 7.2 or 7.52 inches across, 12.24 inches lengthwise, and the inner well is 7.13 or 7.13 inches in width and 10.91 inches in length. So there is some slop at the top, a little bit of slop, which I don't mind. there's a little bit of slop also in the gator guards too. Not as much as that, a little less. But there's no, if you don't put a bag and board in these, there's a little space. But with a bag and board in the comic capsules, there's no space. But they're not going anywhere. They're not sliding around in there or nothing. So I mean, it's pretty good. I'm impressed. Now let's open another one. And because that is that's a modern size. So yeah, we are asking, what about silver size? They do not offer different size options. It's kind of a one size fits all type situation. So I'm gonna try a bagged and board in Mylar Silver Age in here and see. Yeah. Boy, it's very, very close. I don't know that if I put this on here and magnetize it. Okay, it does. I would say it would fit. It's really, really close to fitting. I mean, if you could just trim just a hair off, but it will close, but it pinches the bag just a little bit on one side. Not a lot. Oops, I got the wrong. Not a whole lot. I don't know that I can even show it on here. How much? Put it on the inner well here. The board itself, if it was just a board, would fit in here. Just barely. But it would fit. But that little overlap that you have on your... No, I can't look at the camera. But there's just this much where the bag overlaps it. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it. There we go. But you can see where the bag right there kind of overlaps. But it'll fit into the well with just the board. So I'm just out of curiosity. The bag makes it just barely not fit. But I still haven't got the hang of pulling, getting a hold of these books and getting. There we go. Okay. But if you just want to put the comic in there and put a board behind it, and that fits perfectly. The board fits perfectly behind it. A Mylar bag on it, unless that thing is skin tight, is probably not going to fit. Now, do we have any slop in it? Yes. There is a little slop in there. But not side to side, but that little room that you got up and down. Oh, and that helps get it. But you can see that it will slide around just a little bit in there. But as I said, I'm not too concerned about a little bit of play in there, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not jostling these books around. I am now. I'm not jostling these books around. But I would say that if you put two boards behind it, that would probably fix that problem. So, it's not a huge issue, though. Let's get it back apart and get this thing back in its bag. Because it's going back on the wall. Oh, shit. If I don't get a tape pull on it, Steve. Don't get a tape pull. I should pull. If I was smart, I'd pull the tape off of there, but I think I can get in there without touching it with the tape. Okay, so there we go. Back. No harm, no foul. Now, this is what I had it in a comic capsule, bagged and boarded, and this is a Silver Age comic capsule, and it fits in there. It fits in there relatively snug and when in the Mylar. But on a comic capsule, I noticed that one thing about them is when you get it all the way down in there, and you try to snap it forward, it kind of catches on the board a little bit and bulges out. So that it needs to be like just a fraction of a centimeter longer, because it's the board that's catching. So this doesn't do that. Let's put it back up. I can get it back on there. All right. So this gives you space, but again, you sacrifice the bag, and it may depend on. It's so close that it may just depend on what type of Mylar bags you use, I'm not too mad about it. Like I said, I would suggest putting 2 boards behind it to keep that slop out of it a little bit. Let me get some tea. But I wanted to try a couple other things while I got you here. Try a couple other books because, oh no, bagged and boarded books or polybagged books. Will they fit in there? Actually, they fit really nicely in there. And it's just so, I got A+ for the ease of operation to open these things. Just open them. And then at the bottom, I wish I could hold this and could do a better job of. But this is a Spider-Man #1 polybagged collector's edition. And I know my lighting in here is terrible, and I don't want that to be an example of the clarity, because as far as clarity goes, it's really not bad. But let me try this. This is going to be a little bright. There we go. So there you go. They get a little light in here. I don't use my ring light very often, but I should, because that looks so much better. But so the clarity is okay in there. It's not as good as Gator Guard, but just as good as a comic capsule. And a polybagged comic fits in there really well. No slop, no wiggling, no shaking. I mean, if you really shake it, yeah, even then, it doesn't slide around too bad, or hardly at all. I mean, if you really force it, you can probably get it to. I could probably get it to. Yeah, see, I can make it go, but so Ian, it's a loose fitting, but not so egregious. So again, I was talking about the mechanism on how it opens. I really wish I could get this on camera. I can't hold my phone and operate this at the same time. So I'll do the best I can. Anyway, it's magnetic up here, like that. You can see the magnets. And then when you get down to the bottom, it's a, try to show it to you. It's like a tongue and groove type thing. So when you put your comic in the right direction, then the cover has these little pegs here that slide directly into the bottom of that, kind of feed into it, and then it just drops on, and that's it. No screws, no. I mean, the comic capsules are just as easy, depending on how well they fit, or your comic fits in there. Sometimes you got to fight with it to get it in there a little bit. But I like these a lot. So one more book I'm gonna try, and I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be all just fine. Let's get this one out of there. Set it aside here. Square bound books. So we've got Batman Dark Knight, and it's a square bound book. So let's see, as far as depth, if it will hold a square bound. I'm pretty sure it will, because it holds a regular one with some little room to grow on. And voila, fits perfectly. So it holds square bounds, and it's actually got a little slop more than the poly bagged. So it's got a little slop. So again, you might want to throw another backing board behind them, just to, if you're concerned about them sliding around in there. But if you're wall hanging them, they're not going to slide around, so it's not that big a deal to me. So overall, 4 of them for $43 shipped. Again, much better quality than I anticipated. The comic capsules, if you've ever ordered one, they're acrylic on the front, or thin acrylic type on the front, but the back is almost a polypropylene, which they do that because this part has to be pliable in order to get this, to be able to bend this without scratching it. So it's a softer plastic on the back, which has caused them some issues with I forgot what they call it, but like leaving like a ghost image on the back of them that they are working on. So this doesn't have that. Man, these are, so I guess what I'm saying is, out of 10, I would give these an 8, solid 8. The takeaways are, they don't offer any other size. It's a one size fits all ish. Obviously, you're not going to get digest size books or those collector's edition big books in there, and you're probably not going to get a trade paperback in there. But it will fit all sizes, from silver. Golden Age probably would fit in here, but not in a bag and a board, or not in a bag. I don't have any Golden Age books, I know, but I would say that they would probably fit in here. Like I said, with the inner dimensions being 7.13 inches by 10.91 inches, a Golden Age might fit in here. I'm not, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm not really sure what the Golden Age sizes are. I don't collect Golden Age, but they might fit in there without a bag and just a board. Silver Age will fit in there with a bag on it, but it's gonna pinch the bag just a little on the side probably. So it fits perfectly without a bag, and just a board fits great. But with a bag, that's just I can't even almost a back of a knife blade too narrow. If it was 7.53 inches, it probably would fit perfectly, or 7.55. So it's just short. But again, that's unfortunate. That I know a lot of people still want them in bags and boards when they put them in a protective case. And that may, again, you may be able to buy smaller mylar that aren't quite as wide, and it may fit fine. Like I said, it's barely, but Silver Age will fit in there with just a board fine. Also, polybagged books fit in there just fine. Square bound ones fit in there just fine. But my reasons for giving it an 8, again, they're not they're not available in different sizes. And number two, the fact that they're a little smudged and dirty, you have to clean them before. I would clean them before I, put your book in there permanently, which isn't a huge deal, but it's enough to warrant a couple points off. And shipping on them, I'm not a fan of shipping them. I think there's a chance that they could get damaged, even though they're individually wrapped in like a comic book sleeve. But they need to put some spacers in between them to keep them from banging and sliding around together. But I think that would be helpful, as to wrap them rather than put them in a plastic bag and then wrap the whole stack of 4 in bubble wrap. It'd be better if they were to, put just a small piece of foam in between each one, just to keep them from rubbing. I think that would help with possible scuffing and or scratching and stuff. But anyway, again, Wonderjune, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, they shipped from Amazon's warehouse, but the country of origin is China on these. Again, they have free shipping available. They have standard shipping available for $6.99, which is, 2 to 3 days. And then they have overnight priority shipping, which is 1 day, which is what I did. And it is $9.99 for that, which I'm impatient. If I ordered them again, I'd just take the free shipping and move on. And I'd probably get an 8-pack, because these are great. Like I said, 8 out of 10. I would recommend these. Give them a try. Like the magnetic. I know Gator Guard tried magnetic books or magnetic cases for a while, and they didn't work out so hot. I think the ones that I got, the magnets were not very strong, and a slight bump in the case would come off, and then the magnets would fall out of the receiver, and I ended up just taking the magnets out and putting screws in them anyway. So I think these are a little stronger magnets, and the fact that you're not holding the whole case together with 4 magnets gives them a little more stability. So you're not gonna tip them up and your book fall out, and they hold just strong enough to keep it from coming apart. But anyway, man, I will drop a link to the Amazon site where I got these in the description. And we're running on a 30-minute video here. But I enjoy these. I enjoy doing product reviews for you guys. 8 out of 10, would recommend. Pleasantly surprised. I was expecting far, far, far less quality out of these than I actually got. So, again, let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions that I didn't cover in the review, please, please, please ask them. And if I can find the answer for you, I will. But most of the answers you need will probably be on the link that I provide for you to the Amazon site. And yeah, man, they're not bad. I would pick them up for the same cost as a comic capsule, which is a good product. But honestly, for $10 a piece, I would probably buy these before I would the comic capsules. But it's a preference. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. But that's going to do it for this product review. Do all those YouTube things we love for you to do. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.